Hey everyone, it's Olivia Logsden. I'm back, and it's been a while, and that's really because I live a busy life, and I never really feel like I have the time to film long formulated videos of chapter readings or stuff like that. And so, yeah, I did read this video. I did read this chapter. I made a video for it and read it. But because it had clips from the live action, I can't use it. I love YouTube's copyright. I love it so much. No, I hate it. I really do. Because I know this is going to happen when I do a live stream for Descendants 5. And that is so freaking annoying. Like, it happened with Zombies 4. And I'm like, you didn't have these kind of restrictions when I had Descendants 4. Or when I had book 2 of my read alouds coming out, or book 1, you didn't have these kind of restrictions. You allowed me to release this stupid stuff, and now all of a sudden you want to be restricting? That doesn't make sense. It's too late. There's so many videos out there that have so much copyright, so much stuff, and like it's not fun, YouTube. It's not, and I don't like the fact of the matter is that my Zombies 4 video will never come out because of your stupid algorithm. Anyway, that's that. I am, however, going to leave, if you guys want to watch that video that is completely unedited, I'm going to leave a link to it down in the description below. So please go check that out if you really want to see that video instead of this one. And I would much rather prefer you watch that video over this one, because that video shows what is happening if this was ever filmed for real life. But anyway, let's get to reading. Let's do this. I'm hoping I can get through this quickly because Okay. In a private room, Bloom, Yuza, Flora, Tekna, and Aisha talk with Stella about the situation. So I think the ruin she's talking about is this abandoned lodge a few kilometers outside of the town. Yeah, I've heard about it. It's an old townie hangout, said Tekna. Most specials are busy drinking, but I could grab Sky Ribbon, suggested Musa. Nobody is grabbing anyone or going anywhere. Guys, this is a trap. You don't know that, pointed out Stella. Stella, you're not thinking clearly. Nobody has seen Beatrix or Despora for days, and now Dowling leaves and suddenly you're getting a text asking for help? How does that make sense? It does look a bit suspicious, pointed out Flora. I don't care what it looks like. We have to do something. We'll tell Dowling, but I know for a fact she is at the Kingdom of Solaria handling this. And how do you know that, Bloom? Questioned Stella. Dowling told me that Beatrix and Despora were kidnapped, answered Bloom. After that, multiple voices overlapped, each asking, why didn't you tell us? She told me not to tell anyone. She didn't want to cause a panic. Look, we are all a little tired from this night, so maybe this isn't a good time to be making decisions. Let's go back to the suite and we'll figure it out there, okay? I'm sorry. All except for Stella reluctantly agreed. Stella hangs up and decides to tell Brandon what's going on. Brandon grabs Sky and Ribbon for the mission and they head outside Magic's to a car that had their gear in it. The Winx Maya Stella find them outside gearing up. But you were nuts when you wanted to bring our gear, joked Ribbon as he pulled out a sword from the car and put it in his satchel. Yeah, well, better safe than sorry, pointed out Sky. Bloom runs towards them. Sky, what are you doing? What does it look like? We're going after Beatrix and Despora. Stella told you. No, she told Brandon, and he told Ribbon and me. It'd be nice, though, if my girlfriend had told me, or my father. Did she tell you it's a trap? That Isabel is probably trying to lure fairies there so that scrapers can steal their magic? Look, we've been training for this. Specialists can take out scrapers while mind fairies can protect us from the blood witches. Explains Sky as he points towards Musa and Tekna, who are both mind fairies. Mind fairies, good for something present, I'm in. Wait, so we are going, assumed Flora. No, we're not going. Guys, we can't go anywhere near that lodge. It's not safe for fairies. Any fairy. Bloom, I'm going. For once my magic is useful. I need this, pleaded Musa. Bloom, we got this. Helena and Timmy are calling Sylvia. You can help by getting everyone back to Althea. I promise I'll text you when we have Beatrix and Despora. Assured Sky as he, Ribbon, Brandon, and Musa leave to go rescue Beatrix and Despora. Bloom, Aisha, Tekna, Flora, Timmy, Helia return to Althea along with other students. After a while, Musa, Sky, and Brandon arrive at the lodge under a pitch-black night. They stepped out of the car and began to walk towards the lodge. Just for once, could we break into a playground with something cute? A playground would be less creepy? Questioned Sky. Are you sure you want to do this? Asked Ribbon to Musa, who assured him with a head nod that she was ready. After that, they walked into the lodge. Meanwhile, back at Althea in Winx's suite, Bloom paces back and forth in the living room area. As she paces, she also repeatedly hits her phone on the palm of her hand, like this. My phone just turned on when I was doing it. Bloom, that's annoying, pointed out Stella. Well, I'm sorry I'm not all calm and collected while my friends and boyfriend walks into a trap. This is literally what they've trained for, assured Stella. They're going to be fine, Bloom. Why don't you try sitting down, suggested Tekna. In situations like these, we need to remain calm. I know, but I can't not worry, Tekna. Everything will be fine. We just have to hope for the best, pointed out Aisha as she hears a knock on the door and goes to answer it. It was Naboo. Can we talk? Now's not really the time, Naboo. And I said I didn't want to talk to you. Please, Aisha, just give me a chance to explain. I'm not going to stop. Fine, said Aisha as she stepped out of the suite and walked away with Naboo. Meanwhile, at the lodge, Musa tells the specialist she can feel Beatrix and Despora are upstairs. They head upstairs and find Beatrix and Despora unconscious. They're still alive. Let's get them and go. Alright, Brandon. Okay. Wait, if Beatrix was unconscious, how did she text Stella? Questioned Musa. And suddenly they hear scrapers all around. Scrapers? How many? Here we go, said Brandon as he and Ribbon did the same as Sky. They got their bow and arrows ready. As they got ready to aim, someone blasted their bows out of their hands. Griffin. At least we know who's behind all this, pointed out Ribbon. No, we still don't. No. There's something wrong with her. She's not Griffin. As Griffin's eyes glow blood red, the specialists begin to realize this as well. Run, ordered Ribbon to Musa, who did as she was told. As soon as Musa left, Griffin pulled out a sword and the specialist did the same. They began fighting as Musa ran downstairs. A scraper attacks her, though. Musa dodged it the best she could. She grabbed a broken glass bottle off the ground to use as a weapon. The scraper jumped up and wrapped its body around Musa's arm. Musa tried to fight with the broken bottle, but it didn't work. The scraper began draining Musa's magic from her. Musa stopped the scraper from draining her completely by stabbing it with a broken glass. It leaves her arm, and Musa runs into another room and closes the door behind her. On the other side, the scraper tries to get in, but is unsuccessful. Musa decides to call her friends for help. Back at Althea, Bloom receives Musa's call. Are you okay? Questioned Bloom worriedly. We found Beatrix and Despora, but you were right, it was a trap. What, are you hurt? Questioned Flora. There were scrapers. I got bitten, but it was only for a second. But there's something wrong with my magic. said Musa as she felt emotions fading in and out. Your magic is going to falter, but if it only bits you for a second, it'll be temporary. Scrapers need to completely drain you for the effect to be permanent, explained Tekna. So it'll go back to normal? Questioned Musa. Yes. What about Sky, Brandon, and Riven? Asked Bloom worriedly. I don't know. Griffin came out of nowhere and started fighting them, answered Musa as she focused on Griffin's mind and saw flashes of them fighting as she continued to speak. But I don't think it was her, or at least not just her. I can feel somebody else in her mind. It's Isabel, assumed Bloom. No, it's another blood witch. Isabel has never been powerful enough to do that, pointed out Stella. Either way, we need to break the connection. What else could you feel, Musa? Anger. Years and years of anger, like a grudge, like who's ever controlling Griffin knows her. Okay, just stay there. Just stay where you are, don't move. Silva's on his way. Or Bloom. Okay. Meanwhile, back upstairs, Griffin is winning against Sky, Brandon, and Riven. Griffin manages to knock all three of them to the ground. She pushes their swords away and gets ready to kill Riven. Before she does, Headmaster Silva runs in the room and starts fighting Griffin. He tells Riven and Brandon to get Beatrix and Desperate out of here. Riven and Brandon and Riven carry them out. Sky stays to help Silva fight against Griffin. Meanwhile, Riven and Brandon walk outside. Riven hands Beatrix to Timmy and says, "Get her back to Alfie. Hey, have you seen Musa?" "No," answered Timmy as he walked away with Beatrix. Riven runs back inside to the lodge to find Musa. Inside the lodge, Musa feels emotions overlapping. She feels anger and pain from the battle upstairs. It all becomes too much for her to handle. Suddenly it stops. Musa feels nothing. No anger, no pain, just peace and quiet. She breathes and relaxes, but only lasts for a second. Like a wave crashing fast, all anger and pain come rushing back. It's too much for Musa to handle. Meanwhile, back at Althea, the Winx minus Aisha and Musa discuss who could be controlling Griffin. We have to figure out who's controlling Griffin, insisted Flora. Oh, I'm going to change positions because this is very uncomfortable. For my neck. Sorry about that, guys. You have to figure out who's controlling Griffin, insisted Flora. If not Isabel, then she must be working with another blood witch, guessed Tekna. Sebastian gave me these files saying that a catering company was how a blood witch got into the anniversary party, but all this assumes that the blood witch has to be an outsider. If they know Griffin, then they're definitely an insider, said Tekna, cutting off Bloom. What, so like a student or a faculty member? Questioned Flora. Or someone royal who was at the banquet? I don't. Bloom tries to think of who it is before saying another word. Suddenly she figures out who it is. Oh my gosh, I have to go. You heard Musa, it's a trap, and I'm going after the one who said it. There's one person who hates Griffin more than anyone. He's been by our side this whole time. Text Aisha and tell her where I'm going. I have to stop him before it's too late, explained Bloom, as she hurried to the person who set the trap. Meanwhile, Sky and Saul fight Griffin the best they can. They struggle against her strength. Griffin is able to back Saul into a corner with her sword up against his neck, ready to kill him. Sky begs Griffin not to kill Saul, but she doesn't listen. In Blackbridge, Bloom enters Sebastian's shop. Bloom readies her firepower while opening a door. she finds Sebastian in a chair. "Sebastian," said Bloom. Sebastian turns around with his eyes lit up red. Meanwhile, back at Alfia in the lunch area, Aisha and Naboo talk. "I'm sorry, Aisha, I really am," said Naboo. "No amount of saying sorry can make up for what you did." "I know, but I just don't like leaving things like this." "You caused them to be like this," pointed out Aisha angrily. "I know, but if I had told you, it would have been over. I didn't want it to be over because I love you. Being with you made me feel free from expectations from your father's way, that he wants us to be together, from everything. I thought that if I lied to you and made you fall in love with me, then you wouldn't care if we were already engaged. I didn't want to lie to you, but haven't you lied to your parents about what you're doing here? I know you've lied to your parents about the battles you fought in, about the fact that you came to Alfia to feel free from expectations as well. Can't you understand that all I want, Aisha, is to be free? You, of all people, should understand that. You lied to me, so you don't get to be on this moral high ground," replied Aisha. "I know, but can't we just start over?" "Start over? No, we can't just start over, Naboo. I can't just forget that you lied to me, because I don't know if I can ever trust you again," said Aisha, frustrated as her phone started to go off from a text message. Aisha picks it up and looks at the message. "I have to go. We're done. This conversation is over. I never want to see you again. I never want to talk about this again," said Aisha. Aisha gets up and begins to walk away, but Naboo grabs her hand. "Aisha, please just give me another chance." "No, I will not give you another chance, Naboo, because you ruined it. I let you in, and you know I don't let many people in, but the one time I do, it comes back to bite me. So no, I will not give you another chance. I don't even want to see you again," said Aisha as she got her hand free and hurried away with her head held high. Meanwhile, back in Sebastian's shop, Bloom gets ready to confront him about everything. Sebastian's eyes had returned to normal brown color, meaning he had released control of Griffin. "I can't believe I trusted you." "I don't feel too bad. I'm very trustworthy. Ask all my friends. Griffin excluded. She won't be happy about this." "Ballsy of you to come alone." "I assumed all the scrapers would be at the lodge for your little trap." "Good assumption. They're on the way back now. It won't take long." "No. You'll already be back at Alfia with me, because right now you're powerless. Blood witch magic doesn't work on fairies." "Also true. However, I have been working on that little problem," said Sebastian as he started using his powers, making his vines grow bluish white. "What do you think I've been doing with fairy magic? Sticking in a jar for a rainy day. I got a few duds. Weak light fairy, sad little earth fairy. Tessa was not the best water fairy. But then I got a few contenders," announced Sebastian as he shot out Beatrix's lightning power, causing lights and TVs to flicker, making a static noise. "Whoever those contenders are, they're not me," said Bloom as she transformed, showing off her fire abilities. "No need to show off, Bloom. I know how powerful you are. No need to show off. I know you're powerful, Bloom. I know everything about you. Where you grew up, what sports you play as a little kid, what your parents do for a living. Adoptive, obviously. I also know about the other ones," taunted Sebastian as Bloom de-transformed. "You know who my birth parents are? Just think, if you'd stayed with me, you could have all the answers by now. Maybe it's not too late. Don't you want all the answers? You could have them if you join me," he pointed out. Sebastian as all the pipes in front of him and Bloom. As all the pipes burst in front of him and Bloom, showing that Aisha had finally arrived. I guess no. Sebastian walked away as Aisha walked into the shop. "Bloom, said Aisha, grabbing Bloom's attention. Great timing. What happened? I'll tell you later, said Bloom as they run after Sebastian, but he was already gone. Bloom and Aisha head back to Althea, where everyone is worried about what's going on. Students are talking in the main lobby about the situation. Vera walks in weighing an update. What's the word on Headmaster Silva? I don't know why I said Professor Silva right there. He's not a professor, he's a headmaster. Asked Farah to a random student. He found Sky and they were able to stop Griffin. They brought her back with them and the people who were captured, answered a student as multiple voices overlapped loudly. Everyone, back to your rooms now, ordered Farah loudly as she noticed Bloom and Aisha had come back from their encounter with Sebastian. Ladies, how did it go? Saul told me you broke the connection. Does that mean you found the Blood Witch? Sebastian, he's working with Icy, or Icy's working for him. Where is he now? Somewhere in the first world. There's a portal in his shop. What did he tell you? What did he say to you? Did he say anything to you? He said that he knew my birth parents, and that he'd tell me if I betrayed you. Told you Blood Witches fight dirty. We can use that. I shouldn't have gone to Magic's, point out Bloom. No, you shouldn't. But in the grand scheme of things, it's a minor mess-up. Take the win, Bloom. You did well, encouraged Farah as she walked away. Meanwhile, in Stella's room, she sits on her bed waiting for Beatrix to wake up. Suddenly, she does, but she is startled by everything. Stella tries to settle her down. Hey, you okay? Beatrix, you were kidnapped by your sister and a Blood Witch, but it happened a few days ago, and you're safe now. The last thing I remember was one of those scraper things coming after me. No, said Beatrix as she realized her powers were gone. Oh no, Beatrix, I'm so sorry, Stella said, trying to comfort her. Later, the Winx reunite in the lobby of the school, happy to see that they're all okay. Sky walks into the lobby and Bloom notices him. She runs over to check on him. I'm so sorry, I should have come to you. I had to fight the Blood Witch and Bloom, you saved my life, assured Sky. And is Silva okay? Asked Bloom. He's fine. He had to drop off Griffin in Farah's office, and Despora is back at the Kingdom of Recklea, drained and powerless. Good, I'm glad everything is okay, said Bloom. Meanwhile, the girls minus Bloom talk amongst themselves about the events that just happened. I should have gotten there sooner, but Naboo decided now was the time to make my life more complicated. Hey, you got there when you were supposed to. Don't be so hard on yourself, assured Flora, sorry. And you and Bloom saved their lives. I mean, none of them might have come back if you hadn't. The girls look around for a second, realizing someone is missing. Someone is missing. Where's Misa? Questioned Tekna. I need some help, announced Riven as he walked into the school's lobby carrying Musa's body. Everyone turns to see Musa covered in blood as Riven continues to say, somebody help me, I need some help. And that is all of chapter 4. Tomorrow I will read chapter 7. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget, down below is the video that has clips from the live action. And that's all I have for you guys today. Bye!